Hello, hello, you talented stars and starlets. It's your stage mom here, Chantele Francis. And if this is your first time to my channel, well, we talk all about ways for artists, creatives, and performers to level up and be in the same energetic vibration as the career and life of their dreams. So today I decided to change the name of, well, actually give today a name, and I want to make it Gratitude Thursdays. I have made another video before about Jupiter and how it has an expansion energy, and Jupiter represents Thursdays. So I thought that, like, why not focus on things to be grateful for when you have the energy of Jupiter that's going to be expanding that and really making you really lucky today. So I thought it would be a good correlation for Gratitude Thursdays. So if you haven't already, please subscribe right down below. Hit that like button if you like what you hear so far, and ring that bell so every day when I upload a new video, you will be informed. So yesterday I was chatting with somebody and they suggested to me to just take a look at this parable. We were talking about, kind of spirituality a little bit, nothing too deep, but just having a little mini conversation. And I'd never really met this person before. It was just kind of like one of our first conversations. And so I looked up what he suggested for me, and I really, really loved the parable that he recommended me taking a look at. So I want to share this parable with you on Gratitude Thursday. It's called the 10th Apple Effect. Now, what happens is this hunter, and he's like the most famous hunter in all of the land, all of the kingdom. He is always known to be able to catch any prey. And I understand. I don't eat meat, so I understand if anybody's vegetarian. Please just take this as a story, not as an intention about how to treat animals. Just putting that out there as a disclaimer. It's just a parable, just a story. So this hunter, he's the most famous hunter in all of the land, all of the kingdom, and the king really, really wants to get the head of a prized deer. He wants to have it mounted, and he wants to be able to say that he has this mounted deer's head, of a very rare deer. So this hunter, this famous hunter, decides to take the king up on his offer, and he knows that he is going to be able to go out and he's going to be able to find this prized deer and bring home the head to the king. So he accepts the offer, and obviously as he's like leaving the kingdom to go on his journey to go find this deer, he's very cocky and kind of gregarious about like how amazing he is, and he's going to go out and he's going to find this deer. So he sets off and he goes into the forest, into the jungle, and he is searching for this deer. He's doing everything that he's used to doing to be able to find what he's looking for. He's looking, and days start going by. 1 day go by, 2 days go by, and then as much as 8 days go by. And at this point, the hunter is very, very hungry because he has no food. He hasn't been able to eat. He thought that he would be able to find this deer quickly, and his pride is not allowing him to go back without having this prized deer. So he is still foraging and going forward, but he has no food, and he is so hungry, and he's just depleted, and all he wants is something to eat. And then he notices this beautiful apple tree that's just kind of just down the way. So he is elated, and he runs up to the apple tree, and he just takes down as many apples as he could carry, and he takes them into a little area where he could sit and he can enjoy these apples. He's no longer hungry. And this first apple that he eats, and he's just chewing it, and he's tasting it, and the flavors, and it's just like you can feel like going through his body, and it's like he is so happy, and he's like, "Thank you, God," if you believe in God. "Thank you, universe. Oh, I'm so lucky. I'm so thankful." And he's just going on about how privileged and lucky he is to have this amazing, beautiful, tasty, nutrient apple. And he's just elated over this apple. Like every single positive adjective you could have over this apple, this hunter is experiencing. He's crying with joy. He's so happy over this apple. So then he's still hungry, so he eats another apple, and he's still very happy, but he's not as elated. He's not as excited. He's not as grateful. He finishes this apple, and he has a third apple, and, he's still quite charmed and happy and pleased that he has this apple, and he's still enjoying it, and just with a lot less enthusiasm. Finishes this apple. He has a fourth apple, and he eats the fourth apple. And, he's chewing, he's eating it, and, it tastes good, and, it's nothing special, the apple, but, he'll still eat it. And on the fifth apple, he's just eating it just because it's there. So on and so forth for the sixth apple and the seventh apple. He just kind of mindlessly eating the apple just because he has it. And he takes one bite of the 10th apple, and he just doesn't even want it anymore. He throws the apple down, and he gets rid of the rest of the apples that he has, and he has no care for these apples anymore, and he leaves them be, and then he continues on his merry way to go and find this deer. Now, the moral of this story is that he took for granted the value of this apple. And even after he had it in abundance, he had abundance of apples, he no longer saw the value of these apples because he was nourished, because he was fulfilled. And if you kind of take a look at that into what we're going through right now in our society with COVID-19, the coronavirus, affecting everybody in different ways, whether it's affecting people by their health. So people, it affects their respiratory system, and a lot of people are having trouble breathing. And all of a sudden now, the value of air and the breath that we get to breathe in on a daily basis, we have air and we can breathe in abundance. Most of us, we take that for granted, and it's not until that's taken away that people are like, oh my God, I value being able to take a full breath of air, that with my lungs being able to have its full capacity of air to take that in. We no longer were seeing the value of that until now this pandemic has come along and has taken away our breath from some people. Or others have been self-isolated and quarantined. We've taken away our loved ones on a daily basis, our family, our friends, going to work, making money, enjoying just being social, being outside, going to the park, walking down the street, all these things that we did frivolously, that we completely took advantage of, that we complained about even. We were so at that point in our society and just how we were viewing our lives that we didn't even realize the value that we had in the frivolous things, whether it's just going to the store without being 6 feet apart from somebody else, or having it being monitored by some sort of security to make sure that there's not as many people in the store. Like, there's so many things that we just took advantage of that we didn't even appreciate that we had in such abundance, and there was just no gratitude. So as much as I feel for, and I would want anybody to be unhealthy or unwell, or anybody to be losing their lives or the lives of their loved ones, but also we could take a look and recognize that this is a time for us to go into scarcity and realize the value of the things that we do have in our lives. And this is an opportunity now to be grateful for all the tiny little things, for that first, take advantage of everything like it's that first apple. Have the gratitude and the thankfulness of that first apple when he was starving, when he couldn't go on. That apple had so much more value, and he was so grateful for that apple. We want to take that idea, that parable, and that moral, and bring it into our lives now is like, wow, like I have so many things in abundance. I have food. I'm not going to go hungry. I have water. I will never go thirsty. And our bodies are 80% water. So I'm always going to be nourished. As far as I know right now, I have the ability to use the internet. I have financial, like the government is taking care of anybody that needs financial assistance that has lost some of their financial stability due to COVID. And that is a luxury that, like, gratitude, utmost gratitude, I feel that we need to remember to have and really get outside of our 21st century ideals that we deserve to have all this, because as soon as we take away all these luxuries, these are luxuries, and we get back to the basis of who we are and why we are here, it all goes back to gratitude and what we can be grateful for. And gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, like if you remember the feeling that hunter had when he had that apple when he was starving, like that energetic vibration that he's giving off is going to give him in that moment. I mean, he didn't necessarily use that gratitude in the way that I'm suggesting you use it right now, but that being, it's going to make you an energetic match for all the other things to be grateful for. So you'll get more stuff to be grateful for. You're grateful for this little thing, you're gonna get more things to be grateful for. And so that is my lesson in gratitude. And if you can, our home play with gratitude is to start a gratitude journal. And every day before you go to bed, we'll start really easy. Write down 2 things throughout from your day that you've been grateful for. And every day, every night, just add 2 more things and just read them over and remember like how it felt to be grateful for it and why you're grateful for these things. If it is the air that you breathe, like, why are you so grateful? Like, it's such a, we're so lucky. And I'm so thankful that, I saw this, I learned about this parable because yes, I know about gratitude, but like, it's kind of like in the scarcity of things become more clear and they become more valuable. Even in love relationships, we always talk about like, you don't know what you've lost until it's gone type thing. Well, let's be grateful for what we have right now. So, and not have to learn the value of something when it's taken away. Let's learn the value of things right now. And then the universe is going to reward us with having more things to be grateful for and more things to value in our life. So every night, if you can, 2 new things that you can be grateful for and really mull them over and think about why you're grateful for them, and just continue like to build up every day 2 more things and just make your list bigger and bigger in your gratitude journal. And so you can always be referring back to it to remind you of how lucky you are and all the things that you have in your life to be grateful for, because then you're going to have more things in your life to be grateful for. Isn't that amazing? And with the energy of Jupiter that's going to be supporting your gratitude, it's a great day to ignite this gratitude journal and get your magnetic, energetic vibration on a high and really start going and magnetizing many more amazing things to you. So I hope that this video and this parable has touched you the way that it has touched me. If you like what you're listening to, I hope you do. Subscribe right down here. Hit the like button if you like this video and ring that bell so you can get updated every day when I release a new video. Hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the spotlight. Take care.